Releasing a fantasy book, sort of slash ghost story, Murder of Crows, Ghosts of Detroit, July 4th and 5th. You can pre-order it on Amazon in ebook and paperback. Just go to amazon.com/author/Lorelai, I believe. Okay, so I'm going to do a reading again today from Ghosts of Detroit, Chapter 2. So Kelsey, the main character, has just moved back to a dilapidated house in Detroit on a street that's trying to hold it together through tough times as the city starts to rebuild. But this is a fantasy book, so weird stuff starts happening, even weird for Detroit. So she starts seeing ghosts in her house, and they seem to know her, which is extra weird. And then she goes to the farmer's market to clear her head and make sure she's not going crazy from being alone too long. And it gets even weirder. So here we go. All right. It was because of this newfound strange peace that Kelsey had come back. She grew up during a gritty time when the city's core was gutted. But a dozen years away, a nursing career stripped of its meaning, a difficult relationship, and losing her parents, she was back alone. Alone and bereft of any dreams except to slow down. Her mind felt like a machine, groaning without oil. There was nothing for it but to get started. Drive to the market for seedlings. She got in her old car and headed downtown. The warehouses and smokestacks towered above her, welcome remembrances of old architecture common to this area. It was almost like stepping into the past, coming back to these old buildings, crafted 100 to 200 years ago. She found herself smiling as she passed the old-fashioned hot peanut vendor, then parked to peruse the market under the big hangar-style ceilings. The open-air market was filled to its brim. The variety of produce piled high on stalls made Kelsey's mouth water. Sweet pea and snapdragon bouquets were lavish, even wrapped in plain craft paper. "Can I help you?" The voice made Kelsey jump, nearly bumping into a stand of herbs. A petite girl stood behind a row of seedlings, her stall jammed between a large flower seller and a farmer. Her hands, resting on a pot of oregano, were painfully thin and trembled slightly. "Excuse me," Kelsey said. "I'm looking for veggie seedlings I can plant early." "We're proud of our seedlings," the young woman beamed, though it didn't quite reach her tired eyes. She was paper thin, wrapped in a broad apron stained with crushed cilantro. Her toothpick fingers flitted through her selection. "How about these?" "Thanks," Kelsey said, taking the starter set. "Do they need a lot of sunshine?" "Everyone needs as much sun as they can get in a Michigan spring," the girl joked. As Kelsey pulled out her cash, the girl rocked back on her heels and nodded to someone over her shoulder. "Hello, Lil Bougie 2016. Thanks for stopping in. I see there's 7 people. I can't see you all. Say hi in the chat so I know who's watching. Hi, everybody. This is Murder of Crows, Ghosts of Detroit by Lorelai. We're just doing a little reading before launch. Chapter 2. We're going to Eastern Market in Detroit. And yeah, not just with humans. Here we go. Here's where it gets good. Okay. As Kelsey pulled out her cash, the girl rocked back on her heels and nodded to someone over her shoulder. Kelsey followed her gaze. No one was there, just boxes piled high. When she looked back, a faint shimmering haze seemed to fill the space behind the girl, like heat rising from asphalt. The young woman grinned, then swatted at the air behind her as if shooing a fly. Kelsey did a double take. Suddenly, the market was twice as crowded. A large man stood over the fruit seller, tickling her. Other adults and children stood behind the produce stalls, perched on boxes, all strangely out of focus. Every single one of them was watching Kelsey. They were dressed as if they'd stepped out of different decades. Factory workers from the 50s, mingled with Victorian children in beanies. A college kid with startlingly green eyes leered at Kelsey from behind a woman in a corseted dress. Her mouth went dry as she remembered the whispers she'd heard from the neighbor who helped her move in. He'd warned her about the raves that sometimes happened in the abandoned warehouses nearby, fueled by a new street drug. What are you doing? Hello, hi, love your countdown. Hi, everybody. I am author Lorelai. We are doing a reading of Murder of Crows, Ghosts of Detroit. You can get it on Amazon. This is the fourth and final book in a fantasy / supernatural series of Portal Fantasy by Lorelai. How do you spell it? So if you go to amazon.com/author/Lorelai, you can catch up on the whole series. And this book is not released yet. We're doing some readings. I'm doing some readings. And it's out July 4th and 5th, so you can pre-order. Okay. Glimmer, he'd called the street drug, said it gave users more than hallucinations. It gave them nightmares, vivid, shared nightmares of the city burning, of ancient, hungry things with horns and fur waking from the earth to reclaim it all. Use of the glimmer drug gave people green eyes. She'd dismissed it as a lurid urban legend, but the image had stuck with her. And here was the boy. Is this what the glimmer does? Excuse me. Did I touch some contaminated surface? Is it in the water? Then she saw it. Peeking its head over the high hangar-style doors at the far end of the market was a creature with a long serpentine neck and skin like mottled bark. It bent its neck at an impossible angle to reach inside, its eyes like chips of obsidian, ancient and unblinking. The monster plucked a real head of lettuce from a stall with its beak-like mouth and retracted, disappearing from view. Kelsey blinked hard. The creature, the haze, the extra people, they all vanished. She realized she was holding her breath. The girl in the apron was looking intently at Kelsey. "It's really nice to meet you, Kelsey," she said. "I'm glad you're home." A chill went down Kelsey's arms. "How do you know my name?" The girl shrugged. "It's on your coat." Kelsey looked down. She was wearing her old union coat from a teenage summer job, her name stitched on the chest. She let out a shaky laugh. "What's your name?" Kelsey asked. "Daisy," she said, massaging the $10 bill Kelsey handed her. "I live on Lovett Street, too." "How do you know where I live?" Daisy just grinned, revealing teeth that were decaying at the edges. "I saw you move in." She didn't believe her. And yet she did feel the girl had been watching her. It was like she could feel her coming from a distance somehow, and Kelsey could feel it. "Okay, have a nice day," Kelsey said, turning away. She glanced back, and just like that, the stall was gone. The space it had occupied was now just a narrow gap between two other vendors. Kelsey had to brace herself against a pillar, her head swimming. But she was still holding a flat of seedlings. Where had the plants come from if she had hallucinated the whole scene? "You treat those plants with respect," a voice whispered right behind her. Kelsey jumped. Daisy stood there, so close she could see the fresh ink, a red ink of a daisy tattoo on her shoulder, and the faint needle tracks running down her thin arms. Her eyes glowed green. "I will," Kelsey said, backing away with her purchases. She stumbled into the flow of the crowd, feeling like she was the ghost. Everyone else seemed at ease, except her. Back in her car, bags full of real, solid vegetables, she gripped the steering wheel. "Okay, Kelsey," she said to her reflection. "You had better make some friends here quick, or you are going to lose your mind." Pulling into the driveway, her head was still spinning. Juggling the bag of produce tray and her purse, Kelsey fumbled with her house keys. The cardboard flat of herbs slipped from her grasp, tumbling onto the cracked concrete. "Need a hand?" The voice was calm and deep, definitely belonged to the living. She looked up to see the man from the tidy brick house next door walking across the overgrown lawn that separated their properties. He was tall and lean, wearing a faded t-shirt and work jeans spattered with dirt. He knelt, his calloused fingers carefully righting the tiny pots of oregano and basil. "Thanks, Neil. What did you say your last name was again?" "Barnes," he said, breaking into a winning smile she hoped he meant. "Market get a little crowded for you today?" he asked, a smile playing at his lips. He handed the flat of herbs back to her. His eyes, a startlingly clear gray, seemed to see more than just a clumsy new neighbor. Could he feel her from a distance, too? That was insane. Now she really couldn't breathe. "You have no idea," Kelsey breathed, taking the plants. Okay, so that is chapter 2. Hello, everybody. Okay, so I will be back a little bit later. I'm just going to do like one chapter at a time with this, I think, because I'm posting the videos after the live readings as reading excerpts, so I don't have to redo the content all the time. So stay tuned if you want to check the whole series out and catch up before this book comes out or pre-order Ghosts of Detroit. Just go to amazon.com/author/Lorelai and you'll see the full series. It's 4 books and a poetry collection as well. So I write books and poetry, nature writing, and make relaxing beach videos and sort of sleep stories and stuff for people to work or sleep to in the background for relaxing content when uh, I am advertising my Airbnb near Lake Michigan, basically. So you can also follow me at Silversides House on IG, and the YouTube channel has a lot of really cool beach content and relaxing nature videos from near Lake Michigan. So I am really looking forward to seeing you guys soon, and I will be back.